my focus is on the miraculous capacity of the human body to heal itself, and on the zero-point field resonance and its capacity to remind the body of that healing capacity, because it is absolutely amazing. What she saw really stupefied her. She was in shock, because she showed us on the 45-inch flat screen TV, the live blood, how it was working. She showed us, she said, my goodness, this is actual healing going on here. Like, what is this energy? This is healing. Like, this is stage 3 healing here. This is deep-seated healing. This is unheard of. And she went on and on about the live blood analysis, and she was really in shock. Then we did an electromagnetic field analysis, and the change between the test subject before and after was so marked that, again, she had to sit down. She didn't know what to say. And then she sort of collected her thoughts and said, okay, the difference here is extraordinary. If you notice all this yellow here to begin with, what happens is it translates frequency into color on an image. And she shows the before and after. You see all this yellow here and this gray. She talked about how that interacts with what that means in our health and how it's interacting in our body, and the fact that this person was dealing with bacterial infection and so on and so on. And after this 3 minutes of being wanded and having the pendant on, you see this green here? She said, you're much calmer now, aren't you? He said, yes. You're much more grounded. Yeah. You're thinking more clearly? Yes. And how do you feel? And he said, well, I feel great. She said, well, that's reflected in this analysis. You've got much more green, which is calming. You have the highest frequency spectrum is happening in areas around your heart and around your intestinal tract, and that's all healing. You see the red, some research on the wand with a Vibroscan 1100 scalar machine that measures vibrancy in megahertz. The results of that were so extraordinary that the practitioner was literally stunned. The measurement in megahertz, there's a demarcation between health and ill health, and that's 200 megahertz. So anything below 200 is considered low in vitality, and anything above 200 is considered to be high in vitality. And she measured our wand at 1,254.6 megahertz. So she was really quite blown away by that. But it's the application of that. So what we did is we tested before and after wine, some food, and then how it affects us, and is there a change in vitality. So we tested water, tap water, and it came in at 2.1 megahertz. Now remember, the demarcation is 200. So 2.1 megahertz, that means that water is close to dead. And we wanded that for 2 minutes, one wand, 2 inches away from the water, and it moved it to 350 megahertz. So well above the 200 demarcation. So not only can you taste the difference, but the difference in your body is 100-fold increase in vitality. A grape, which would obviously have been picked on the vine quite a few weeks ago, came in at 2.8 megahertz. It moved to 222. My vibrancy was 216 to begin with, and it moved to 468 with 2 wands wanding me for 2 minutes. The nerves in the practitioner's right arm were damaged. She had pain in her hand and in her forearm, and numbness on her skin, and that came in at 2.6 megahertz, and we wanded her, and it came in at 360. She's the most renowned healer in her field in the world. She's extremely influential in a couple of healing modalities, is very well known everywhere in the world, and teaches everywhere in the world. And what she saw in very short order was so extraordinary that she is now going to be bringing this technology to the National Congress, and she's going to integrate it into her healing modality and teach it worldwide to all practitioners as the next level for this healing modality.
Also being released this summer is a mat 3 feet by 6 feet that you're going to be able to sleep on. You'll be able to sleep on a bed of zero-point field energy. Think about that for a minute. With the research that they've done in Neura, the Energy Wellness Healing Center, they're of the belief that if your body's allowed the experience to sleep in a state of zero-point field energy for 7 or 8 hours a night for 6 to 9 months, it is going to invite your body to move to a place of complete homeostasis. complete at-easeness. And what does not exist in a body that is totally at ease is dis-ease. Folks, what we have shaping up here is a self-care revolution of global proportion. When I start my day, I start with energized water and I put 10 drops of brine in it. Brine is a concentrated saline solution, supersaturated saline solution with 86 minerals in it that's 0-point energized. Just the brine and energized water is like rocket fuel in the body. But I add to that DNA. DNA is a product that is cutting edge. It's a concentrate of superfruits with sulforaphane in it. Sulforaphane has clinical proof that shows that it turns on over 200 genes having to do with the production of glutathione in the body. Well, glutathione happens to be the master protector in your body. It's 1,000,000 times more effective than vitamin C. So if you can turn on your genes that have been turned off or are lazy in the production of glutathione, you've just turned on your master protection system. This is so cutting edge that it warranted being on the front cover of Time magazine a couple of weeks ago. Epigenetics is the name of this new category, and our product is the first of its kind in that new category and the only one that will have 0-point energization in it. So again, what we have here, cutting-edge self-care revolution material. On my wrist, I'm wearing a bracelet. This bracelet is a different technology. It's far infrared and magnet technology. And it speeds up circulation dramatically. When I was in Singapore, on one occasion, they took me into a boardroom and they put my left hand, second finger, under a microscope where I could actually see the flow of blood in the cuticle of that finger and the rate at which it was flowing. And then they simply laid the bracelet on my wrist, and I watched within about 15 or 20 seconds how this rate of blood flow started to speed up, like 4 times as fast as it was before is what it looked like. That's simply from wearing the bracelet. So is that good? Well, if you want to have the oxygen and the nutrients distributed to your body, all the cells of your body, more effectively with no increase in heart rate, then yes, it's a very good thing.